Ready? Okay. Just had to wait. Sorry about that, everybody. But hello, and everybody, and welcome to this crazy stream about what's going on. And this is a vlog titled Wrestling Vlog, a fan's POV. Can we all enjoy some good wrestling without criticizing? And I know you guys are wondering, well, Lindsie, what the heck is going on? Like, what is really going on? Well, I'm sorry I'm going out of my ear. It's kind of itchy. It's probably because I have my hair in the way. So anyway, I just really wanted to address this situation of this video. Well, this stream / video, whatever you guys, if you're watching this later in the replay. It's about wrestling, and actually it's something that just happened like more than a couple of hours ago. And what happened was, well, this tweet happened. It says here, from Uncensored Wrestling, their Twitter account is uncensored_WWE. And I can't show you the photo because it's kind of graphic, and I don't want to make YouTube very angry. But according to this tweet, it says here, Cody Rhodes ended up with a slight cut after taking a kick from Kenny Omega. Really? Listen, I do apologize for the streaming acting up. And now it starts to kick in. I do apologize for this. Oh man. Okay, so back to this. Now here's something you guys will love to hear about, and it's actually from the wrestler known as I believe it's Disco Inferno, but he's known as, his real name is Glenn Gilberti, I think. And his tweet says, nobody knows how to quote unquote work anymore. They would rather kill each other to get it. And this it says here at Dave Meltzer WON. That's Dave Meltzer, from the Wrestling Observer. So that's what he's trying to put in. To put their match over. That's a problem that needs to be put front and center. Guys are going to keep getting hurt. Now, I'm kind of stunned during this. And then, apparently, guess who decided to tweet at him, to the guys who upon the show. Oh, both Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes went after him. And the tweet from Kenny says, to think, I was trying to find gaps in my schedule to do your show. So much for that. Of course, somebody tweeted at him, somebody tweeted at him, says, so because he criticized you now, you won't do his show? Not even to defend yourself? Hashtag snowflake. Oh my God. This is so... What a complete dork this person is. And then again, his response says, I don't get much free time as it is, and I generally try to avoid negativity and bottom feeding fans. Oh! Burn! and look, somebody also came in. Oh, look who decides to tweet at Glenn. It's Conan. And he says says to Glenn, he says, you keep driving this erroneous narrative that everyone is just trying to get over with Dave. Did it ever occur to you that they are trying to get over with the fans? How they work today is different than how we worked. Hashtag get off my lawn. Oh, they coded it right for one thing. And then, of course, Cody chimed in. He tweeted at Glenn. Well, quote tweeted at him. And like Kenny responded. And Cody says, stop. You know nothing. You have drawn $0. No fan has ever left a show thinking about you. You were lucky to be a juiced up double lifer or quote unquote over with the boys type in an era where you hide in plain sight coasting on other success. Couldn't hang then, can't get booked now. And of course, Matt Jackson and responded to Cody with a gift of La Parka, or he's known as, I guess, L.A. Park. Just took a steel chair and hitting Glenn in the back. And this was from the old days of WCW. And I don't want to throw it, but, you know, it's how it is. And, of course, everybody's responding to this. And apparently, I think Kevin Gill also ended up chiming in. And he says this about this. It says here from Kevin Gill, his Twitter account is OG Kevin Gill. It says here, great to see Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega speak from the heart about the real disco. All the negative attention Disco's receiving is just karma for his bootlegging of New Japan Pro Wrestling Global. It says at NJPW Global, which is the New Japan, and he's referring to the streams, and for associating with bottom feeders. And I hate, and you know, and I just can't believe I hate to say this, but yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, for what happened, why that happened it's just deplorable. But, I mean, Disco is definitely wrong in this sense. Oh, and also, I gotta show you this. Apparently, Cody's wife, Brandy, had to chime in, who decided to go on the attack. Had to, because what happened was, this was a response. Listen to this. There's somebody who responded to Disco. He says, yeah, I wonder what I'd rather watch, an Omega match or a Disco Inferno match. And then this person responded that's saying, here's the real issue. We might not get to see as many matches out of Cody and all these other young guys we love to watch because they're too busy drooling while coloring with their crayons and coloring books. Really? Really? This is Brandy's response. Oh, and I really, really liked it. Believe me. She says, saying something like this proves you aren't a fan. You are a disgusting disgrace. Do you know how it must feel to be a family member of someone who has a disability like this and see your ignorant tweet making light of their situation? Grow up. You make me sick. And I have to agree with her. I mean, seriously. And in fact, Brandy, I hate to say is, Brandy's on a roll, really. And what happened was, apparently, Brandy had been on a, apparently yesterday, she got an attack by an SJW, who decides to go after Brandy for the talking about the Ring of Honor 16th anniversary show, which Brandy wasn't talking about. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Miss SJW, because I'm not going to mention her name, she went on the assault saying, "Oh, I was a rape victim, and what you did at the Raw 16th anniversary show, you just And she wasn't talking. Brandy wasn't talking about that. In fact, what happened was, as this tweet specified this. She says, "Let's press pause. Brandy Reed. That's her maiden name. Now Brandy Runnels, who wrestles as Brandy Rhodes, two-time survivor of sexual assault at ages 19 and 26. Please note that Brandy Reed's former life experience has zero to do with this heel heat." And she called her out for it. But apparently, here's the sad story. And this is the reason why I feel like I have to play the world's smallest fiddle. It says here, this is Miss SJW, and apparently I'm going to block her as soon as I'm done streaming. She says, "I'm really sorry you went through those experiences. I wanted to let you know that the stuff you're saying sounds like what my rapist said to me, and I wish it wasn't part of this story, which I'm very much wanted to be able to enjoy." Really? And then he said, "Also, you can take back the feedback without exposing me to a pile on from your followers." Oh, really? You went on the attack to Brandy, who was not talking about what took place at the Ring of Honor 16th anniversary show, as what you said, because you had deleted. And even though this is the internet, and I'm pretty sure somebody can find those tweets and expose you for what you did, without realizing that was not what she was talking about. And in fact, you're the second person that Brandy had to dealt since that sexist pig egg of a fan who was like, "Oh, I'm trying to be so like wrestlers." Oh. No, you're just worse as that sexist pig. And apparently, she says, sorry about that. That shouldn't happen like that. According to and this is what Brandy responds to Miss SJW, and she says, "You weren't exposed to my followers. You shared something in a public forum, and I quote tweeted for context. In no way a target put on you." Oh, really, Brandy? She went out there, and she was one of the two who forced you to expose something. And they need to see what was said to understand my response. I didn't say anything about you at all in my reply. No, Brandy. I wanted to say is, even though you were partly right, but what she did was she went after you because she talked about what took place is at the RH 16th anniversary show. Oh. And because of that, you opened up. But for as Miss SJW, who says she's with the with the one be dressed as she and they, no, no, because you know why? This is the reason why. You deserve to be reported. You don't deserve to be on Twitter. This is upon harassment. And she was the response of putting Brandy. Oh, and she says, oh, and by the way, she says, what happened here? Here. By the way, let me tell you also what Miss SJW also said. Because this is the reason why nobody should be deserving. Thing. And she says, I deleted the tweet she tweeted, not because I didn't stand by it, because she deleted the tweets I was responding to, and frankly, I don't want to be exposed to the level of harassment now I'm going to get. But honestly, there has been a better way to deal with criticism than sending 200,000 followers, your followers, after some expressed discomfort for the storyline. No, you got harassed by one person who you went after Brandy and don't understand what's going on. And because you're one of the two of those idiots who decided to go after Brandy, who, by the way, was not talking about the 16th anniversary show. She was talking about something else. You went after her, and now you want to make it that you want to play the victim. No, you're not the victim. You're nothing more than an SJW who wants to try to go after Brandy because of what? She kissing in Kenny Omega? Oh, lordy, Lord. Somebody save me right now. Oh, wow. I feel like I need to have a talk with somebody who understands what is going on. And by the way, she was not being harassed by 200,000 wrestling fans. Actually, she was only tweeted at by one person, as I saw it. And because of that, and of course, she has her white knights coming and making her feel better. No, you just went after the wrong person. And in fact, you're nothing more than a sad person who, is trying to get 15 minutes with that other person. Just because you're mad at her for what she did at Ring of Honor, their 16th anniversary show. And she wasn't talking about that. In fact, if you go onto her Twitter, which is the Brandy, I think it's the Brandy Rhodes, she had posted on her Twitter account, and from her website about a blog entry, and even though as of right now I have been I'm reporting as the account as we speak, because I'm just triggered because an SJW have to go after Brandy, because Brandy was not talking about what happened. And apparently, because of this, because she tweeted it saying, Today, I tweeted for the first time about a dark corner of my past. That seemed to speak heavily, so I elaborate, and I hope it gives comfort to whoever needs to read it. And apparently, she has love for it from her fans. And it's about what happened to her. And if you guys go follow her and it's right there. It's called Say What You Need to Say. Okay. And she talked about it. She was trying to explain that she wanted to admit on Twitter that she was being a victim of sexual rape, harassment on Twitter, and she wants to admit that. But two wrestling fans, who, by the way, should never be on Twitter, took it the wrong way and went after her there because she was talking about, they believe that she was talking about what she did at the Ring of Honor 16th anniversary show, which means she ain't kissing Kenny Omega. That has nothing half to deal what she had want to open up. And because of that, she got attacked. Without fans realizing what the heck was she talking about. Was she talking about that? No. She wasn't talking about what happened at the Ring of Honor 16th anniversary show. This is something kind of personal to Brandy. And this has happened prior to her being who she is, of being a wrestler, being Cody Rhodes' wife, being who she is. And it saddens me and it sickens me that fans would go there. I mean, ever since what happened at the Ring of Honor 16th anniversary show, I had noticed wrestling fans who were in fact trying to make threats and harassments and harms to Cody and Brandy over this storyline. And it's just, now it's making me feel sad. It makes me feel sick that two people decided to go after Brandy because what Brandy was tweeting about was nothing more about what happened to her in the past. Nothing about mentioning about what she did to Kenny Omega. It's nothing. So, understanding where I'm coming from. No matter if it was somebody like Disco, Inferno, Miss SJW, or that freaking sexist pig, and by the way, I have both of them now, both of them are reported, and that's for Disco Inferno, he's next. Alright, it's just that it's making me feel sad, it's making me feel sick, that people are going after if Cody, Brandy, Kenny, heck, I'll mention this. It's not just those three, but Marty, heck, his girlfriend Deanna, or the Young Bucks and their spouses, their family members, or Adam Page, or Bad Luck Fale, the Gorillas of Destiny and their brother, or anybody on the Bullet Club, or even, heck, I'll even mention this, or even going after Kota Ibushi, who is teaming up with Kenny Omega as once again being the Golden Lovers. Even though this is 2018, but what you guys are doing is acting like a bunch of brats. And for those who are criticizing about what happened And between Cody and Kenny, you need, and taking on sides like especially Disco Inferno. No, you need to go and sit in the corner like a good person. Because the reason why is because you're acting like brats. You're acting so this is what happens when I'm super triggered. But still, a lot of people should know, and you guys are wondering, why do I care about this kind of stuff? Is me being a wrestling fan is something that I have been. But, with the behavior of wrestling fans to say that they're going to put harm onto wrestlers is just disgusting, and it should be discouraged. In fact, it should be bringing shame to those who had said that, and upon family members too. And the reason why I'm saying all this kind of stuff is the fact that I'm very angry. I'm very upset that people who are going after anybody in that storyline and thinking that that's what they're talking about, when the fact is they want to talk about something that does not pertain the storyline. And it's just making me feel sad that wrestling fans can't get that out of their heads. And it's making me sad that being a wrestling fan, that, why we are criticizing the wrestlers. Because we can't join good wrestling. Or as people will think of, good wrestling happened during the 80s and 90s. And the 2000s. No, wrestling's still going on today. And it's still getting better each and every time. And if you can't join something that what Cody and Kenny can put up, then why you're being a wrestling fan? Why? It just makes me feel so sad. It makes me feel so angry that wrestling fans think they are right when the fact is they're wrong. And for what happened with the situation with either people going after Brandy or Cody or Kenny, it just makes me feel upset. It makes me feel angry. And it makes me feel like, wrestling is not the same. I mean, ever since that whole entire situation with Abby Arthur, it makes me start questioning about if there are real fans out there. And I don't think there is. I mean, after all, when Brandy had to say something about this whole entire, her being in, before she married Cody, being a survivor, or the fact that she had to come in defense of both her husband and Kenny Omega because they were putting a great show, and somebody like Disco Inferno to go criticizing. I don't think we need that kind of stuff. Alright? He's becoming more of Jim Cornette, who thankfully I haven't heard a peep out of him, just because he thinks it's okay to criticize and saying a lot of things that should get him off of Twitter, or because of why he doesn't like Kenny or Kota or the Young Bucks, or heck, even Joey Ryan. No, this is all about why there is a problem going on with wrestling fans and those who have done things in the past, to be making things into a disappointing situation. And I know you guys are all wondering, well, Lindsie, why this matters? Well, because it's hard to enjoy things without trying to criticizing those. If you like wrestling and you have to criticize, then you're not a wrestling fan. You're more of you're nothing more than a terrible person who cannot enjoy things. If you're going to tell me then, they're not like, what Cody Rhodes and Adam Page did, and what Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi did, they're not dating material. Of course not. You're watching a New Japan show. They are more entertaining than watching a WWE product. Okay, I will admit that. I mean, wrestling, let me tell you, watching WWE is kind of been lately not been good for me unless I have a chance to watch The Bar. And I don't know when they're on. So I follow the tweets of going on. But hearing about this whole entire New Japan situation, it's how it is. And no matter if it's about wrestling in general or anything else, it's, how it would be. Anyway, a lot of things have been going on, and, the whole entire wrestling community needs to understand what's going on, that there are wrestling fans who are trying to enjoy wrestling, and then those who are trying to pretend to be wrestling fans, but they're not. Either way, that's all I'm seeing right now. There's a lot of people who are going after wrestlers just because they are believing they're right, when the fact is they're wrong. And, this is part of the reason why I'm kind of being pulled away from this. Not really pulled. I mean, I'm being pushed away from this is because there's criticizing going on. But what happened to Cody and Kenny, it's wrestling. And if people cannot enjoy that, then you shouldn't be watching wrestling at all. And that's how I see it. It's because we can't not enjoy wrestling without criticizing. And that's the sad truth. A terrible truth. And on top of that, it's the truth that everybody needs to hear. I wish this was something else, but that's all I have to say. It's just, everybody thinks it's okay to go after wrestlers because, what? They want their 15 minutes of fame? No. It's them being how stupid they can be. And I do not want to use the word stupid, but I have to. And it's because, just because what Randy or Cody, Kenny, or anybody who's in the Bullet Club or the Elite or who's associated with them, you know. And actually, before I finish this stream off, I want to show you guys a tweet from Don Callis. And it was retweeted by Kenny Omega. And his Twitter account is Serious Over Huge. Don Callis tweeted, "Have to say this. I was there, and notion that Cody Rhodes getting cut was due to poor execution is ridiculous. Kenny Omega hasn't hurt anyone since I have been there, and is the top guy in the world, and Cody is a great worker, but this ain't ballet." And the reason why I'm just saying this out is because what is going on with this madness and for what has been happening with this whole entire wrestling situation is going to be the driving point if any wrestling fan who wants to enjoy wrestling, then go ahead, but be careful. You know, but otherwise, you better think of something else. You better move on to something else. Because it's a kind of becoming a toxic city in there. And it's hard. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you guys can do me a favor, would you please hit that like button down below. If you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure notifications are definitely turned on. And also to make sure to follow me on all my social networks. Also check out my store, and on top of that, you know, there's no comment. What the? There was no message. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys again soon. Until then, bye.